Okay, so Kelly says, I told Kelly, I said, I've never had this many people on the air at the same time. She goes, oh, are we virgins at an orgy? I'm like, yes, you are. So here you go. Ollie is. All right, Woody's on the phone. Woody, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Woody.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great.
Willie.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How you doing, darling? Your wife is here. Annie's here.
I'm here, so don't say anything.
Sound like a room full of good-looking women there, Woody.
You know that's right.
Gee, we wish we were there.
Yeah, we
Me
do too. And Kelly King, who's one of the original founders of the Biodiesel Alliance. Now, first let's talk about Farm Aid, because the farmers come first.
Right.
Annie.
And I just wanted to plug Farm Aid, because Farm Aid's this Sunday.
Right.
Randall's Island is going to be a huge bash, and I can't wait to, because the Allman Brothers, my kids are playing. It's like a family affair, so everybody gets to join our family affair. But today at Whole Foods, 5% everything you buy is going towards Farm Aid, so you can help out. Even if you can't get to Randall's Island, go to Whole Foods and buy something healthy and support a farmer and support Farm Aid.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Annie went to, she scraped her knee, Willie, so she went to Whole Foods today and bought some arnica. Because
And there's a farmer's market going on in Union Square.
There's
today
always
and tomorrow. Tomorrow it's part of Farm Aid.
Yeah.
I go to that farmer's market all the time.
Yeah, it's good
all
stuff.
the time. It's great stuff. So there's another way that you can help out is just hit the farmer's market in Union Square this weekend, which most New Yorkers do, or head out to Randy's Island.
Randy's Island.
Why New
Sunday
York? Why New York this year?
Will, go for it.
Willie, why New York?
Oh, well, New York, we usually like to go where we're wanted, you know. And,
you know what I said? I said it was because you know what our number one domestic crop here in the city is, which is typically grown in my apartment in a closet under a grow light.
She's kidding,
well,
NSA.
Another reason. That's another way that we could be helping the farmers, but that's another issue. But it's a good one.
Well, most things in New York City people think are grown in shower stalls and refrigerators. So I just wanted to say we grow stuff. We do. So
now, New York probably has more eaters than any other cities, and people are beginning to wonder where their food comes from these days. So
everybody does.
It's just a natural place to do Farm Aid.
Well, we're really excited to have you here. I mean, it saves me a train trip. So.
Today.
Yeah, because last year you picked me up in the bus.
That's right.
So this time I don't have to be picked up. All right.
Well, we still your room is in the back of the bus. It's still there.
He loves me.
You have to fight Cindy Sheehan for him, but only part-time.
Oh, I can't fight her. She's huge.
She's such a slut. She's just in love with him. She's totally in love with him.
We can't fight her. Annie and I are like, what, you're 5'1", right?
No, I'm 5'5", I think.
You're
but neither
5'5"?
one of you are getting past me. I just thought I'd be gentle and kind.
Well, Cindy's like 5'9".
Oh, yeah, Amazon.
I can't fight her. I mean, we're tiny little girls.
No, I wouldn't.
Cindy wants Willie.
And I've been in fights with Cindy. I wouldn't take her on. I wouldn't do it. Now, over him, I would.
The Peace Mom will scratch your eyes out, apparently, to get to Willie's back room. That's great.
Yeah, I have to warn y'all too. She's also a black belt candidate, so be careful.
That's me.
That's you, not Cindy. Yeah, Cindy though, don't give her a beer. Don't give her. She will fight you.
No, chain link doesn't stop that woman with.
She's one of those girls that goes for your shirt too, and like rips it right off you. Okay, too much information. She's running for Congress.
Cindy.
Sorry, baby.
Right is right.
Now, Kelly, biodiesel. Kelly, Annie, and Daryl Hannah started something called the Biodiesel Alliance.
Sustainable Biodiesel Alliance, which is exactly why we started it, so that people would understand the difference. Because people like Will and Woody and really Kelly and Bob King at Pacific Biodiesel did such a great job at getting the idea of biodiesel out there that there's a risk at this point of people not understanding that there's a difference between biodiesel and sustainable biodiesel.
And I am one of those people. I mean, as much as we've talked about different things, you know that you cannot make me understand this. So go ahead. That's why all four of you gang up on me.
Willie just was talking about people asking about where their food comes from, and people need to start asking where their fuel comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Because we're in an age where renewable fuels are becoming the big buzzword, the whole idea of renewable. And people need to understand that renewable is not necessarily sustainable.
Exactly.
There are different ways of producing biofuels, and some of them are sustainable and some of them are not.
Okay, and what is it that... Okay, let's deal with an issue that's out there that everybody calls about and wonders about, and I do too. When they debate renewable fuels and all, you always hear, because they're in Iowa, you always hear them talking about ethanol. Is that good? Is that bad? Woody, do you have a thought on that?
Well, I think anything's better than the continuing to suck off the petrol. And Annie, I know you can talk about this, like they're trying to do a form of biodiesel in Hawaii that is using palm oil that is brought in. Can you guys explain why that's not the sustainable type?
Thanks for that, Dora, Woody. But that's the whole point about this is that what's the difference between, importing palm oil from an unstable nation or anywhere else outside of here, because really the importation automatically sort of washes your good intentions, but being reliant on somebody outside of our own country when we have the technology and we have the land more and we have the capability here to do it right. Our goal is to educate people about community-based, community-produced, and community-distributed biodiesel, which saves economies.
And that's what I understand from you, from knowing you and talking to you about it, is that the idea here is that you have your sustainable biodiesel locally. You get your biodiesel where it is grown, where it's actually locally made, locally
within radius.
So the feedstocks are grown locally or collected locally. If you're using a waste product and you're producing it right there, it's the best economic and environmental benefit for the community. What we're seeing, on the Indonesian palm oil thing, aside from the shipping of oil into our country and still being reliant on foreign oils, is that the way they're growing it down there, they're cutting down the rainforest to do that. Burning down the rainforest, I should say. So you've got a negative overall impact.
So what do we make biodiesel, sustainable local biodiesel out of?
Ideally, and that's the point, wouldn't you rather those few pounds of fat or teaspoons of fat that didn't actually attach to your thighs become something that...
Thanks, Annie.
Well, not you in
just
the collective
right?
sense. That didn't actually become part of your body, that they're in their waste grease, that instead of going into the landfill, they actually stayed in your community, helped your economy, and created energy, which is national security for us. And even the economy part, I mean, we've given away our whole economy to Japan, China, and Saudi Arabia, So, can we just start on a conscious level bringing all that back to each community? If each community is thriving, like the farmers, if everybody understands the difference between corporate food and, which is Soylent Green, and getting our food from people, sourcing our food, we can do that with our fuel, and we can do that with our fuel. If everybody understands that, then they understand that it actually supports them.
So what do they do?
There's a whole lot of local farmers around wherever y'all are at there that would love to be able to grow this food and fuel for you. And there's no need to go outside the county, much less outside the country, for what can be grown right there in your local community. And wherever you have a cotton gin, have an ethanol plant, have a biodiesel plant, have all these things there where when the farmer comes in, he can bring his product in and you can buy it right there, and all the profits stay in that area.
Well, it's just so simple.
You want to know free market.
That's why I think people get so confused, because, you talk about the petroleum business, or you talk about oil, and then they add, it's not just crude, it's refineries and blah, blah, blah. But when we're talking about sustainable biodiesel, it's so simple that...
As simple as can be.
People go, it can't be that easy, but it is.
And it's also not the single bullet that's going to fix our energy problems. I mean, we have to have a national paradigm shift where we stop as these, obscene, unconscionable consumers where we have to actually heat our soap before we put it on our hands kind of thing to plug something in. We have to go from that kind of consciousness to a consciousness where we understand that what we're doing is affecting us directly, and do it in a conscious manner, which we think is the sustainable model, which is the community-based model. But if we don't do that, we're just, honestly, you look at oil prices right now, and a lot of people that are corporate, even biodiesel, which we are not, and we do not promote. But all those people who think that they base those prices on oil commodities. So people say, oh, it might be a little more expensive here or there or wherever. But honestly, how expensive is it to go to another country and have what's your son or daughter's life worth?